For more on the situation in the Pacific, let's bring in Associate Professor Hannah Power from the University of Newcastle. Associate Professor, thank you for your time. The pictures we are seeing from Tonga are truly terrible, aren't they? What should we expect from here, do you think?
So the initial tsunami that we've seen has now passed, and what we would expect from now is that we really just need to keep an eye on what's happening with this volcano, because eruptions like this don't often happen as one-off. They often come in clusters, and so we would expect to see that we might get some future eruptions. They might be of the same size, and so we need to keep a really careful eye on what's happening there in terms of what that volcano is doing.
There's a whole corridor there, isn't there, of volcanic activity. Is there anything to suggest any others are looking a little bit more active?
I haven't seen anything to date that suggests that others on that corridor are active, but around the rim of the Pacific, we see all this plate tectonic activity where the Earth's crust meets and has all these breaks in it. And that's where we get 90% of the world's earthquakes around the Rim of Fire. And it's where we see lots of volcanic activity. So it's a very active zone, and it's something that we always need to be keeping a careful eye on.
Look, the ramifications are going to be, over the next few days, quite severe, you'd have to think. Are you surprised there wasn't more damage, at least initially?
It's really hard to say because we've really only seen that initial footage, as was discussed previously. And so a full assessment of everything that's happened in Tonga is going to need to be made. And there's the potential for more damage. You know, if we have more volcanic eruptions and more tsunami, there'll be more damage, you know, and all of this stuff takes a really long time to recover from. You know, it's very clear from that footage that we've seen this morning that the seawall fronting the islands has been damaged, and that roads have been pulled up, buildings have been destroyed. You know, these are people's homes and people's livelihoods, and we really need to do everything we can to support the Tongan people in this time.
100%, such beautiful people. Our hearts bleed for everyone there, and so many of them have family here in Australia. Getting them this help won't be easy either, will it? With this ash cloud now threatening, you know, to disrupt flight travel as well. That obviously has an effect on aid flights coming in from elsewhere.
Yeah, so at the moment, I believe the ash cloud is about 20 kilometres high, and that really prohibits any flights into or out of the area. I know New Zealand is planning to send a Defence Force aircraft tomorrow if it's safe to fly, but really at this point in time, it's a waiting game to wait until that ash cloud starts to settle so that we can safely try to get some aid and do some reconnaissance of to actually see what's happened there.
Look, approach by the sea might be the way. Anyway, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it. Ali.